Hey everybody, welcome back to the LuckyDog podcast. This is your host, Elias Roush. This podcast is sponsored by EliasRoushMedia.com, photo, video, digital media production. Today we are discussing The Umbrella Academy, Season 2, Episode 1. Right back where we started. After dropping his siblings into an alley in Dallas, in different years, Five scrambles to track them all down and stop a new doomsday threat. Not really sure how I want to do the hair in this one. Should I put it up? Should I take it down? I don't know. I don't know. It's unimportant. I'm doing this one live. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Well, I told you I was going to fix the hair. Alright. We have Ellen Page returning as Vanya Hargraves, Tom Harper as Luther, David Casavanda as Diego, Emmy Robin Lampin as Allison, Robert Sheehan as Claus, Aiden as number 5, and Justin H. Min as Ben Hargraves. And we have joining us, it appears, Ritu Arya as Lila Pitts and Yusuf Gatewood as Raymond Chestnut. I was going to say Chestwood. Chestnut. Okay, so now this episode is right back where we started, and I'll say right off the bat, yeah, this television show continues to impress me in many ways. We'll start with the pros. It's a lot of fun. The cinematography is unlike any other Netflix show, in my opinion. It clearly has, directors of photography that know what they're doing. It's not like reality television shows out there that the majority of Netflix seems to be partaking in. When I had heard that Netflix was trying to cut the budget to what they were doing, I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I want to pursue all of these television shows they're just spitting out and not really giving that much dedication to. This, I believe, if we go back and listen to the podcast or do some research on it, you'll find out that this was based off of a comic book, based off of the My Chemical Romance guy, I believe. Was that right? The one of the band members in that wrote a comic book, and that's what this is created off of. And I'm actually pretty impressed by this beginning of this second season. It's got me hooked. It's got me ready to go. The story is one of the strong things about this television show. So the cons. Let's talk about that before we go into any more depth. A lot of catch up and setup for each of the characters can feel slightly repetitive because there's so many of these characters. I talked about at the end of the first one, it's the end of the world type scenario. Five, played by Aidan Gallagher. He was one of my favorite in season 1. Number 5 transports them all into the 60s, and since they're in the 60s, the fact is they're all spread out through different various years over the course of the early 60s. And so they're having to kind of play catch up with these exposition heavy lines of dialogue, in my opinion. So there's a lot of catch up, and it's like, oh, where am I? What's going on? That type of thing. It's like, damn it, I kind of, it irritates me just a little bit when we progress in a story in season 1 and everyone's kind of on the same page, and then season 2 they just kind of bring it back down, and they're like, oh, wait a second, everyone's dispersed, everyone's all across the map, they can't talk to each other for whatever reason, or there's memory loss, or there's something that divides the group. I feel like that's very prominent in a lot of television shows that come together. I think of something, this isn't really spoilery, but Stranger Things kind of does the same thing from a season 1, season 2 kind of thing. And I always think that a lot of these shows are better when you have all of these characters all in one central location. I think Arrested Development might be a perfect example. That when they started losing the characters, they're not losing the characters, they're just writing them in a way that they're not kind of interacting with each other as much as I would prefer them to. So it's a small nitpick. I admit it's not end of the world, and they might change that in the second, third, fourth episode. I assume this is another 10 episode series. First episode is directed by Sylvan White. And it was Steve Blackman, I believe that is the. Let me just check real quick. Was it Jeremy? Oh, Gerald. Gerald Way is the guy's name. Gerald. I think the guy based on the Dark Horse comic. That's what it was. Let me see. All right. I feel like my hair's growing during this podcast. What is going on? I'm going to the barber right after this, so it's I just can't take it anymore. It's been so long. Oh, COVID. Okay, so let's talk about this a little bit more in spoiler detail. If you haven't seen The Umbrella Academy, obviously watch season 1 first. Check out the podcast. We have pretty much every episode, I think, the majority of the episodes covered on season 1, so be sure to check those out. Let's talk about this episode, season 2, episode 1, in spoilers starting right now. So instantly we start up with the upbeat music, and don't worry about it. And we slowly find out that each one of these characters have arrived in Dallas, and I wrote down all of the dates. I'm not really sure if they're all that important, to be honest. I'm like uh, February 2nd, uh, the 11th, 1960. Diego's in 1963, and we see how he's back saving people with his boomerang, badass, instantly. Luther is in like 1963 too. I don't know. There were so many dates. I was like, gosh dang it, I don't want to do a history lesson again. I think Luther is in 1962, but y'all can correct me in the comments, or I'll do it myself in the comments or description or wherever the heck. I'll correct myself. I know that I'm not getting this right specifically. I don't have the full synopsis. I was kind of being a little lazy. Don't judge. Don't judge. um, picture of oh yeah, there is this random ass guy. I need to find this guy's name. This guy must not be getting paid a lot. Oh, Kevin Rankin Elliott. Where have I seen this guy before? Hold on, I've seen this guy somewhere. Oh, he was in Breaking Bad. That's where I saw him. In Hell or High Water. I've seen. He's in a lot of these like Southern draw acting thing roles things. I think that's him. Yeah, he must have completely changed his look for that, because I didn't even recognize him. I'm pretty sure he has and I think his name is Elliot, but don't quote me on that. I'm just kind of looking at this right now. Probably should have done a little bit better on the podcasting, but fuck it, we're doing it live. I don't give a yuck. And I told you the hair's the hair's definitely gonna have to get something done. So let me see. Yeah, Luther is in 1962. Allison has a picture taken of her later that's kind of showing who that is in this episode. I thought they were going to wait for that guy to show up. I think his name was Elliot or something. And Allison is almost instantly subjected to racism. She's like running into the first restaurant, and she's like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And they're like, we don't give a yuck. It's whites only. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Just too much to handle. I was like, dang it, do we have to deal with this right now with all of this going on? So it's just like, I don't know. So let's see. Ellen Page is in like October 1963. They were doing these very specific dates. My guess is this is either based directly off the comic book, or they were just like, we need to have them in different years and different months because of who knows what. But these were very specific months. But overall, what I got was like they were thrown in different years. Too specific to fucking remember from from my liking, honestly. So so I kind of forgot what their power sets are, but we are slowly reminded when Five drops into the alley, just as the rest of them do in separate years. When Five comes down, they come. He walks into basically like the Russians attacking Dallas, and you're like, what is going on? And I just remember having a flashback of season 1, episode 2, and I think that's when he was like flashing through all the apocalypse stuff going on, which was excellent. The recap of this was excellent. So this is reminiscent of season 1 of him kind of going through this, which is one of the things I really enjoyed because it clearly put money into what number 5 was going through. So when he's going through this town, he's going through it, and he sees like all these soldiers going down and they're attacking something, he doesn't know what. This fucking missile's like shing, and it's going across the damn thing, and it's going like right past his like head and stuff like that. And I was like, oh damn, this is like legit. And all of a sudden you see Ellen Page like shing, like straight going Magneto on it or something. I don't know what was going on, but it was absolutely dope. I will say the Avengers one shot style, we kind of go across of like Ellen Page like stopping the tank missile, and then we see Klaus. All of a sudden Klaus is like sending these army of ghost soldiers, and I was like, god dang, and they're like fucking up the Russians. I was like, this is intense. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. And so I was like, this is pretty legit. You get me on this one shot. And so we're seeing all of that. I think Luther comes out of anywhere. He's like screaming, looking all sorts of crazy and whatnot. I've still got mixed feelings about that guy as a character. I'm just like, I don't know if he should be a superhero yet. I mean, he just kind of looks like a small Hulk or something like that. But anyways, they totally reminisce all of them. And then we see Diego kind of going full Hawkeye / like Deadpool and doing all these crazy acrobatics, flipping all the bullets, and then making everybody just fall down at the same time. It is an impressive one shot, and it's apparently a glimpse of what's going to happen in, I guess, what's episode 10. Very similar to what they did. I think they showed in season 1 the nuclear holocaust thing that was going to happen at the beginning too. So I guess that's what 2 saw in episode 2. I think he did, because I think it was something like that. So it's a glimpse into the explosion of the world again, or something like that. So the one thing I would say is like, all right, so it's the end of the world again, and they got to save it. And that was season 1. And season 2 is like, all right, it's the end of the world again, we got to save it. It's like, oh my gosh, do we have to do this whole thing again? Is there not anything we can save or else? Is it always saving the world? Do we always have to save the world? I don't know. Let me see what we got. So yeah, we got the Russians attacking, and we instantly see all of the power sets. The Ghost Soldiers, awesome. Luther's ugly ass. Fish Boy's ass. Oh, I forgot to say, what's his fucking name? What the fuck? Oh, Justin H. Min plays Ben. I forgot what happened to Ben. I think he dies as a young boy or something like that, but somehow Klaus is able to like bring him back to life through his ability to talk to the afterlife and stuff like that. I don't know what the rules are again. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to my own podcast and kind of figure out what's going on there, or maybe someone else's. I don't know. Maybe that would be good to kind of get a different perspective. But anyways, yeah. So I forgot how lonely Klaus was in this show, so we're gonna talk a little bit about that a little bit later. Oh yeah, and we see Allison in this as well. Allison is talking about like, I heard whatever I said made your mind blown or something like that, and they're like, and their hair instantly, I mean, I was gonna say their hair, they instantly go just like blow up like out of nowhere. I'm telling you, like their heads just like, this show is not afraid to go full hog with taking somebody out. I will say I do think, I still think Ben Hargrave's power set with turning into a ghost and then having all these tentacles come out still looks cheap, but well, that's for another day. And R.I.P. Pogo, right? We completely forgot about that CGI amalgamation. Like, that, how expensive that was? I am just curious how much they paid to have that thing. Well, I don't know why just not write him in. They killed him, like, almost instantly, had him do hardly anything, if I remember correctly. I don't know. So, what do we got again? I told you the hair. Just don't. Let's see. Okay, so what do we got? Diego goes full Hawkeye. Hazel shows up to grab Five. He's like, "What's going on?" He basically, "Come with me if you want to leave," kind of thing. And what do we got? Netflix clearly put some money into this intro, and right after that, they must have cut the funding to Hazel's paycheck as well, because they couldn't even barely afford Agnes. So, yeah, and there's a blow up at the beginning with it's kind of like a classical intro, like credit scenes. Very, very, very cool. And I love how they did it with Frank Sinatra, My Way. We find out Agnes dies of cancer, who was Hazel's, love interest at the end of season 1, and they got to live a happy, long-lasting marriage. But and yeah, they instantly kill Hazel, probably because that intro cost $100 bajillion. And let's see. Five teleporting through walls is actually pretty cool. Completely forgot about that ability. Freaks this dude out like hell. I think it's just the television guy, the guy that's taking photos of all the people that are falling in the alleyway. TV guy, yeah, he does see him fall in the alleyway. And he does mention about Luther talking, like screaming for some lady, which would have been Luther screaming for Allison. Like, Luther screaming for Allison like throws me back to the first season of how they were like having like a thing. It was like a nasty thing, like a incestual Game of Thrones kind of thing. Like, I was like, get that out of here. So let's just kind of quietly bury that with Pogo, because I was not a big fan about that. So anyways, what do we got? And Diego is in looks like a psychiatric hospital, kind of screaming about the JFK about to be shot, probably, which I don't remember which timeline he's on, but he must be earlier than what JFK is happening. And my guess is they put him in different timelines so they can kind of get acquainted to the world, because some seem to be way more acquainted than others. And Diego has some lines about using, I'm talking about like some sort of Star Wars reference or something like that. I was like, Who is Diego's friend? This is Lila, I believe, who happens to have the Loki on deck in case it's needed. Talks about JFK, and he grabs a pencil from the he's blurting about JFK, and he grabs a pencil from a therapist guy, and they're having a little discussion about possibly leaving, and she grabs bacon from her shoe. That's absolutely gross. I was like, okay, she's kind of cute. She doesn't, she doesn't have that much on, I can see, I can work with. And then she whips out her foot, and then it's like, whoosh. She's like, I'm saving this for later. I was like, ew. I just could not deal. Think about the grease. Think about the smell. Like, how are your shoes staying that white anyway? I don't know. And she's sniffing glue on top of that. So we kind of get a little introspective look at what she's doing with her spare time. Five and Diego sit down in the next scene. And Five sells them out almost instantly after they have a conversation about the world ending and JFK possibly getting shot and stuff like that. There's nothing that we don't already know as an audience. They just kind of catch each other up. Why did Five do that to him? I kind of felt like that was a little bucked up. But I guess he's just like messing with Diego or something. I don't know. Ellen Page as, what's her name? Vanya? Yeah. As Vanya. I remember she was kind of like the Jean Grey of the, she was too powerful, could not be controlled, like, but, she is still in this. She seems to have memory loss and the least amount of screen time, mostly because she is probably the most expensive person to have on screen. So we're going to see probably the least amount from her, or just one really long episode from her. Is what I would guess, just for how they were shooting it and stuff like that. Let me see what else. Oh yeah. Okay, so Ellen Page seems to be at her Sissy's, and I don't know who Sissy is. I'm gonna have to do a little research, or y'all are gonna have to tell me in the comments who Sissy is. Is Sissy her literal sister? Because that would be... I don't think that could be her literal sister, because this is the 60s, so she would have been a really old sister if it was. That wouldn't even make sense. Maybe her aunt or something. I'm not even sure who it is. And I don't want to spoil it, so I'm just gonna go by Sissy, and maybe as we do more podcasts, we'll figure it out. Let me see what else. All right, so yeah. Oh, and fucking the It dad from the It 2000. Was it 17? I don't know. It was the first It of the remake in the last 10 years or something like that. The dad in that is back. He's back. And you know that guy is always cast for something freaking sketch. I'll say, when he's on screen, I do not expect something positive to happen. So keep your eyes peeled on that. What else do we got? I'm thinking instead of late night sales, he's cheating, but apparently we find out he's trying to talk to the mob boss about some other stuff. And what in the heck is Klaus wearing? Or is it Klaus? Is it Klaus or Klaus? Klaus? Klaus. Looking like Funky Jesus or something like that. He's got to watch out for looking that funky on the road alone. Never know. And when we're reminded that, we're reminded that Ben is only in Klaus's mind, which is kind of disturbing to think about. It's like, gosh, that's really lonely considering how much he's spending time with him. That's certainly a thing. And he goes to a bar, tries to have this cliche. Guy walks into a bar and he clearly doesn't belong there. Hey, you, what are you doing here? We don't like your kind of thing. That was a really bad impression. But, we don't like your kind. And he's like, who, me? And if we were watching the Sonic movie, he'd be like, yeah, hipsters. And so Klaus instantly gets bullied while playing poker. He's trying to cheat using Ben. And long story short, steals his car, tries to steal this guy's truck. Ben ends up not helping him with the poker match or the fight. Like, what the heck, Ben? Dude, you were bucking the whole team up. We could have gotten out of this. And so Ben's just sacking around. And so Klaus is out of there later. I think he gets pulled over. We'll figure out probably that he's in jail or something, or getting released. I don't know, in the next episode. Kind of feels minuscule the more I think about it, if he just got arrested. Unless that's going to bring everyone together closer somehow, which what I hope happens. Yeah, so Klaus plays poker with some gents, steals his truck. Next scene is Allison looks amazing. Allison looks absolutely stunning in this next scene, alongside her husband in this, who is played by Yosef Gatewood. His name is Raymond Chestnut in the series. They seem to be having some sort of progressive community movement, kind of like they're like activists, and they seem to be very much backing JFK. And so almost instantly, I'll just kind of go ahead forward with this one plot line, and saying that they are being harassed by another landlord. And there's kind of, it's not really a scuffle, but Allison basically just whoops this guy's ass right out of the building they're at. I think they're at like a barber shop or something late at night. And you know that guy's going to be back. I'm just worried about how bad the retaliation is going to be. I'm just like, yeah, I don't want to watch the retaliation of that, because we saw the retaliations of really bad racial things and runnings and Watchmen, and I'm just not in the mood. I know it's part of life, and I know it's part of watching, things that happened in the 60s, unfortunately, and even before then and now. But sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, I just want to get it out of my... I just didn't want... I'm watching Avatar now because that's why I don't want to watch like really hard stuff right now. So I really hope the retaliation in this plot line is not too much. So anyways, let's talk about... Yes, of course, they're being harassed, and yeah, we're gonna have to probably kick that guy's ass again. That sounds like fucking Foghorn, Leghorn, or whatever the heck that guy's name is, from damn Warner Looney Tunes or whatever. I forgot Allison can instantly whoop ass and basically tell people what to do, and she lost that ability at one point because she lost her vocals or something. They were making up interesting ways of, dampening their powers or making them less powerful in the last season. So that's gonna be interesting to see how they do it in this season. All right, this could get probably pretty ugly later, so I'm worried about the retaliation. Not sure if Sissy, that Ellen Page is with, or Vanya's with, was in season 1, and Sissy wants to leave. Sissy wants to leave the It Dad, which that guy's not going to be happy about that. I'll just tell you right now. That guy is not going to accept any offer. That's already the problem for him. So, and that's where I was like, this is where the first episode's kind of losing me a little bit. And I was like, okay, I'm coming back. Damn. 5 screwed Diego. And that was in that next scene. The Diego, they have the camera kind of spinning around the top of Diego as he's stuck, got the straight jacket on and everything. He's stuck in that room. And, the padded room treatment. Took him almost no time to get out. All they had to do was play some funky music. I'm losing my mind and something. I forgot which one it was. I actually like that song. It was a cover of it. I'll let y'all comment section, or I'll fix it in the description. Kind of running out of time at this point, but yeah, creepy ass Milkman. These guys are the guys that showed up to kill Hazel. Are these guys from Iceland or something? I'm trying to figure out who the hell these guys are. Axel Holding Reed. Sorry, Chris Holden Reed plays Axel. That's kind of a crazy ass name. I don't believe he was in the first season, so, and I haven't seen him in anything before this, so I guess he was in Underworld and Widowmaker. I've never seen Vikings. I haven't seen any of those, unfortunately, but interesting looking dude. Look forward to seeing I'm looking forward to seeing what he can bring as an actor, as an antagonist, and trying to figure out who exactly these people are. Because I think Hazel said he left the academy, and or the the people above that he worked for. I forgot the he left the people. He's one of the good guys essentially. I forgot what it wasn't the academy. I don't think. Maybe it was. I'll figure it out and put it in the description, or I'll let y'all comment. Let's see. Crazy chick shows up, and she. Diego is trying to get out of the asylum hospital looking thing, and it completely reminisces. What is it? Terminator 2. Judgment Day. Is it Judgment Day? T2, whatever. When what Schwarzenegger is going through the halls of it with the shotgun and stuff, just blowing things up. This is essentially the same thing with the Milkman, and we have Diego and Lila running around trying to get out of there. We have the cliche. They make people that work in hospitals look terrible, like that work in like these kind of like special treatment hospitals and stuff. They always make them look like pedophiles or some sort of like creepy ass people. It's like, but I don't know. I feel bad because those are people that work very hard, and it's got to be a very difficult job, to be honest. But yeah, Lila bucks that guy up anyway. Says whoosh. Sorry. And so anyways, Milkman are coming after Diego and coming after Lila, going to trying to get them. Creepy ass looking Milkman, straight up look like they're imported straight from. I don't know if I can say that. I'm gonna say that. These guys look totally like they are from Iceland. I'm not sure if they are. Maybe they've got some sort of European flavor on them or something. But and I can say that because I'm a third European, so just saying that. Diego is crazy chick shows up, and I'm just betting money that she's probably not going to make it through the season. I think she's just too good of a character. She's really likable. Not to say she won't stay dead, but I think she's probably going to go out. I think wasn't Diego talking to another police lady in the last season, and something happened to her, or she's not even in the season. I'm gonna have to go back and check that one out, but or listen to the podcast that we did, but we'll check that out and go from there. Because I don't think that's her. I don't think that's her at all. So yeah, she's Lila is a total badass. Straight Judy chops the worker right there, saves Diego. I don't remember them hitting like a few switches to release everybody, but apparently that happened in some scene. And we find out that Pogo is essentially non-existent in this anymore. I don't even remember them talking about him at all. I mean, they showed like one image of him. So, what else do we have? Luther talking to Five, and there's kind of like this nice little roundup where everybody is. We find out Klaus is arrested, and overall, we find out that the world ends in 10 days, and it's a pretty fun introduction to the season. I wouldn't say it blew my mind. I will say it is some of the best, strongest television out there, especially for a second season. I wish that they were a little bit less reliant on the end of the world plot as they have been in the previous, as they did in the previous season. But yeah. So thank you for listening, watching Lucky Dog Podcast. My predictions for this are that it's going to probably run very similar to the course of the first season, although we know these characters a lot better. We're going to kind of get more reintroduced to them maybe in this next episode. My prediction is they're going to stop the end of the world. I guess they're going to tie into the Russians somehow. I'm not sure which side is actually maybe these guys are Russian. I said that they were maybe from Iceland, but maybe they're from Russia. But anyways, that's unimportant. Maybe that is important. I say it's unimportant, but who knows? But yeah, so Thank you for listening, watching Look It Up Podcast. Check out all the social media. You got the Facebook, you got the Instagram, you got the YouTube, you got the Twitch. If you want to get all these podcasts early and first, and before they drop on podcast form, audio form, then you can get this video on YouTube at LuckyDog Podcast. You'll get it early first, and if you want the full mastered version of the podcast, you will get it on every Tuesday, just about. New podcast, newer television shows sometimes slip in between. Maybe get a Friday, Saturday release. You never know. Yeah. So, yeah, check out all Look It Up Podcasts, library, SoundCloud. We got on Apple, iTunes, Google, all the popular places that you enjoy watching podcasts and listening to podcasts. If I can improve, let me know how I can improve. If talking, too detailed and you want a little bit more broad, then let me know. If I can improve, that's what I'm aiming to do. So, thank you, listening, watching, Look It Up Podcast. Thumbs up, subscribe. You know what to do. Support. PayPal.me/The Look It Up Podcast. Thank you, and look forward for more Umbrella Academy Season 2 reviews. Thanks.